Chapter 18. The Pirates. Good friends are the kind you can trust with anything, even if that thing is being a pirate. The Shedas, one of our Shedas crew, Nocza. The ride went smoothly for some time, but then, whilst I was standing by the railing, I noticed another ship flying the green, white, and blue tricolor of Sol. However, as they got closer, the ship rose and the flag lowered. The neutral satellite flag was replaced by one black as ink, with an image of two skeletons drinking wine. Pirate.
A blue-grey Nautilus wearing an oversized tricon jumped onto the deck, followed by a silvery green one with a bored expression, holding a mop in one hand and a trident in the other, and an excited blue-green one with an eye patch. "But Dragos," said the one in the tricon, speaking with a strong Adelicite accent. "I'm Captain Shadows, the scourge of the Twilight Seas. You have two choices. Either you give me your money, or you die." Wait. He looked around and groaned. But Dragos! He looked to his crew and conveniently kept speaking in Draconic. "A passenger ship? Really? They never have any money. What's going on today? First, the strange people who cared far too much about grammar. Then, the Dodechia. Then, that number box. Then, that person who tried to force us to talk about our feelings. And now this?" He sighed. "We apologize for the inconvenience, but Dragos will find a better ship to rob." Footnote, but they are singing potato monsters from Delstein folklore. Snuttles with the mop said something to him in Twilight. Shadows sighed and rolled his eyes. "Well, but Dragos, my quartermaster, stickler that he is, has said something about my reputation, or some other nonsense like that. Now, but Dragos, are any of you wealthy?" A few people walked forward and gave their money to the pirates. Shadows took it and then turned to the quartermaster and said something insolent. The quartermaster nodded and rolled his eyes. "Well, but Dragos, this has been fun, which means that my quartermaster is incredibly annoying. Goodbye." The pirates got back to their ship. The rest of the ride was smooth, and we reached Vix next day. We stopped in the port city of Stockheath. I got off the boat and began to walk east, but then something caught my eye. My blood froze and my stomach started tying itself into knots as I walked over to the poster I saw. It was actually a decent picture of a tall, dark grey Cronia around my age, her hands clasped at her waist, staring back at the artist with wide eyes. It was me. My eyes slowly went to the top of the poster, hoping it would not say the words I was dreading. I was wrong. "Wanted," said Nobucha of Gresola, for escaping from prison and aiding conspirators. I thanked the spirits my literacy was a rare gift, then realized that staring at posters if I could read looked suspicious. I shrugged and made for the stable in the most normal fashion I could manage, hoping no one would hear my heart pounding.
Wharnka. When we got back to the house, Tall Apollo was sitting on his bed. "You're back. Wonderful," he said. "You're welcome," I said. "All right, go downstairs or something and get ready to leave." "And where do you suggest we go?" He sighed. "You have a house, don't you?" "We have a cave." "Go there then." He waved dismissively. "I don't care." I sighed, thinking of living in that dull place again. "Wait! I told you you wouldn't die," I said triumphantly. He rolled his eyes. "Oh, be quiet. You're not gone yet. Go downstairs. Actually, I want to go visit my other friends first. I haven't seen them in a long time. Goodbye." I looked over at Sol and added more teasingly, So, little Paparuka, you said hello. So glad at me. I still don't know how you have other friends. It's called talking to people, she blinked. Wait, you were serious about that? Of course! At their expressions, I added. You don't have other friends? Everyone nodded. Oh. Goodbye. I hid Snowfall under the bed and left. Out of all of my friends, there were 3 that I felt like I could trust with anything. Lineska, Aelin, and Peparuka. The only thing I hadn't shared with them was that I'd formed this group. It felt like betraying them, but I wanted to keep my friends out of trouble. Fortunately, as I was about to discover, trouble and rebellion had already found them. I walked to the burned remains of what had been my house, as they lived right next to us. I took a deep breath and knocked on Linneiska's door. Hector Matek opened the door. Mitte Linnea! Someone's here to see you, he called. Linneiska appeared in the hallway. Wharnka! She ran forward and hugged me. So I don't have to hunt you down. Should we get the other girls? I smiled. That's the plan. So what are we waiting for? She grabbed her hat and we walked to Aelin and Peparuka's houses. Peparuka reacted very awkwardly to Sol's message, fidgeting and mumbling something I didn't hear. Linneiska, Aelin, and I looked at each other, safe or hopeless. So where should we go? Asked Aelin. We could get tea, Peparuka suggested. Oh, we could go fishing. It's been far too long since I've gotten to fish with my friends, said Linneiska. You and Wharnka are the only ones who would enjoy that. Linneiska. You're right, but you and Peparuka don't have to fish, and we could eat it afterward. I'd be fine with that, said Peparuka. We get tea and then go fishing. I haven't been able to enjoy fishing for a long time. It would be nice to do it with my friends, I said. After Mama and Papa died, that was part of my motivation for fishing, only did it for eating and selling, which had taken most of the joy out of it. Since we didn't provoke Asina and lose I found it easier, but it still wasn't the same. Linneiska grinned and clapped excitedly. I'll go get my fishing rods. Should I ask my papa to come too? No, we'll go alone. All right then. We walked to Earl's forest, remembered that Vale's hunters lived there, and they would probably kill us if we tried to fish, left the forest, and instead just walked to the part of the Alcina River just outside the forest, where they could probably not try to kill us, and Linneiska and I began fishing. So, Wharnka, what have you been up to? Linneiska asked me. I made some new friends, and we're all living with the local mysterious crankman, I responded. She frowned. Old Matek? I shook my head, told Apollo. She looked surprised. You got him to have a friendly conversation with you. I shrugged. Not exactly. We nagged him until he agreed to what we wanted. So you're still living in that cave? Aelin asked. Yes, we were living with Apollo, but he's ready for us to leave, so I guess we're moving back there. I sighed and looked down. I don't like it, but I don't know where else we could go. You could stay with my family. Cautious hope rose within me. Really? Of course. You're my best friend. Linneiska and Peparuka looked at her, mockingly offended. One of my best friends, she corrected with a smile. So what have you been up to? I asked. Aelin shrugged. Not much. Lepusian-Sylish got in a bit of trouble last night, so we're letting her stay with us. Linneiska nodded. There should have been a lot of fame over here since the Commonwealth fell. It makes sense, Peparuka mumbled. The Commonwealth's a mess. Draco's Draco. It's also across the border, which leaves Powatina and Vix. Linneiska frowned. But Vix's weather is so harsh compared to the Commonwealth. Aelin smiled. The stories say it used to snow all year. Peparuka shrugged. I don't know. Maybe it's because Vix is larger, closer from any. We fished for a bit before Linus got it. So, I think my papa runs a mafia now? What? The rest of us exclaimed. Yes, he got on their bad side a while ago, beat Stormstone in combat. I guess he controls them now? What? They've changed, right? Erlin asked. Papa's trying to make them better. Now that just makes life hard for the Synisans, Linus said. Erlin smiled. They were done now say to Duchess Jenya. The insult towards the Duchess surprised me. Not that you'd say it, but that you'd say it aloud. Linus shook her head. No, she's too far away and it's too dangerous. Aileen frowned. They're criminals. Linus nodded. Yes, but they're also Vixic criminals, which means that most will want them to go freeze and face the Nisans non-sequitur, said Pepper. That answers the question of why you don't turn them in, not why you don't try to stop them from doing dangerous things. Linus frowned. Well, the danger comes from getting arrested for trying to kill the Duchess or actually killing her, but she'll probably take it on the Grand Duke or his wife. Maybe even... She cut herself off and blinked. Spirits, I hope not her. She's only 4. You don't think that she'd... said Aileen. You know what she did to the Grand Duke's other children. She ended up killing them. Her voice shook. Plus, just look what she'd done to the Grand Duke. Just last week, he was punished for a riot he was nowhere near and had no point of contact. Pepperuta blinked. Where do you get your news? Warren gave us a crier's code. Wonder if the soldiers are ever confused about everyone's reactions to beloved pets named Rector dying and people's dogs being mauled by wild animals. Warren was a resistance group that popped up where we were conquered. Unlike most of the other groups, it didn't fight no one, but just showed them things they probably shouldn't know.
Oh, well, I draw some of the art for it. You do? Which style? Aileen asked. You get it too? I asked. You can read? Aileen smiled. Of course, and barely. I can read Warnen, but not much else. Mostly I just look at the pictures. You don't read it? I want to, but I can barely read too. So my friend Asina might be interested too. So, I can get it to you. I'll tell you I'll tell them where to bring it. And I can tell you the code. Pepperuka said excitedly. She told me. So, which do you draw? Eileen asked her. She filled with her sleeve self-consciously. The badly drawn circles. Don't be so hard on yourself, Eileen said. They're great, and Peasant's shape is very consistent. She kept fidgeting. She's a perfect circle, like her flag's a perfect square. You were hoping it was the national animals with capes, right? Of course not. She looked at Pepperuka. I love all of them. I frowned. How can you draw everything with circles? Circles with eyes and the colors of the flag, she explained. I nodded. I see. I can show them to you, Aileen said. I frowned. Isn't that dangerous? She shrugged. It ain't that dangerous. Not without words. Well, since I guess we'll be staying with you, I should tell you where I got those other friends and what we're doing. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but Synis kind of took over our country. So Sol, as an Eastern deserter, 2 Sylish girls and I decided to start our own resistance. What? You started the resistance and didn't tell us? Said Helene. It is my turn to play with my sleeve. I don't want to put you in danger. She chuckled. Such nice Wharnka, but we're already in danger. We live here. Yes, I smiled. Now that I know what you've been doing for the past few months, it clearly didn't do much. Oh, I've been with Warnen for much longer than that, said Pepperuka. And you didn't tell us? She looked down. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Anyway, sir, waiting for me, so let's get tea and then I can tell someone what you offer, then we'll stop by later. Sounds good, said Aileen. Lineska nodded, then left. Well, as you want to stay with the crime boss or the most awkward person in Vix who wouldn't be able to decide if she's terrified or Peparuka silenced and Lineska was a glare. We got our teas and said goodbye, and I returned to the house. The moment I entered, I could tell something was off. It was too quiet. Tall Apollo wasn't sitting inside and didn't sigh when I came in. There were no sounds from downstairs. I wished I'd brought a weapon with me, as I carefully climbed into the basement. The air was hot and dry, even though I restarted tomorrow. It was also eerily still, empty and devoid of life. But that can't be right. Even if they left without me, and why would they do that? Tall Apollo would still be here, so why does it... There was a fight here. Blood and ashes stained the floor. Something or someone had been thrown at the wall. Spirits! Tall Apollo's cloak was lying in the middle of the room in a pool of blood. I could also smell something strange. It was the scent of Sol's soul, only it was much stronger than usual. Had he... Alright, what in Alcina's name is this? I leave for 1 hour and someone dies? I laughed at my own joke, but the moment I stopped, I collapsed on the floor and started sobbing.